we all set up at the Superior Farmers Market. Goat milk shampoo bars and goat milk soap. Our goat milk sugar scrubs, goat milk lotion. Today's special, we have chicken eggs, we have duck eggs, we have some collard greens and some kale. Come on down. We're here in the food court in downtown Superior until 1 o'clock. What are you doing, honey? We can't milk like that. Yeah, you gonna hop up? Good girl. It's been kind of a strange afternoon. It's Saturday, and I don't know, it's been very quiet around here for the most part. Like, there's not been any fussing or fighting this afternoon. No charging each other. The girls have been very quiet. I mean, Cinnamon did look like she was in heat, and she was yelling a little bit, but like, she's not just standing here screaming her head off. And yeah, it's been kind of weird. You know, it's almost like, okay, y'all getting sick? What'd you get into? What is wrong with you? Oh, why is everybody behaving? It's kind of like, you know, when the toddlers get quiet, you know something's up. You're suspicious. So I don't know. I don't know if it's just the weather. It's not been too hot or too cold. It was like, I don't know, 65, 70 today, which is too warm for this time of year, but it was a nice day. A little bit overcast, but otherwise, yeah, just kind of weird. Bambi has been in heat, so her milk production is way down. Yeah, almost nothing in here tonight. Almost nothing. Good morning. It's Sunday. Just out doing chores this morning. It's been pretty calm recently, other than Cinnamon being in heat and yelling a little bit. I have been experimenting with feeding more hay pellets and a little bit less hay. So in the morning I drop some hay in the feeder, and then I put a little bit of her hay pellets in 5 or 6 hang-on feeders located all over the place. And that seems to be working out okay. Esmeralda is still kind of bullying Bambi away from the hay feeder and stuff in the beginning, till she gets her fill, and then Bambi can come in and eat. And having the pellets and the hay out at the same time seems to work out okay, because they'll come get some hay, and then they'll go eat some pellets, and then they'll come back and get some more hay, and then they'll go finish the pellets. So yeah. And opening up the wall into this space is working out pretty good. I've seen Pinnlebean and Love both come take a nap in there, so they're not out here crowded up with everybody else. So, and everybody's looking good this morning. Good morning, Bambi. I know, my headlamp's probably bright on your eyes, huh? All right. Hey, 7 duck eggs so far for today. Okay. So that last batch of lotion that I made the other day ended up just sitting here on the work table because I didn't get back to label it. So that's what I'm doing this morning, is getting all these. This is springtime. It's been a very popular scent this year. It's new this past summer. And it's just kind of a fresh, clean smell. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Irish Spring soap, but not as strong as that. So, then get these labeled up and put away. And then I'll probably make a batch of soap today and maybe another batch of lotion. We'll see what I have on my list. I need to sort through my overstock and fill up my little baskets that I take to the farmer's market every week, because I'm out of some things, or almost out in those baskets. I need to see if I have any more. I got way behind making soap and things during the flood time and trying to recover from that. So I'm just trying to get back in my groove, in my normal kind of little routine. And yeah, alrighty. It's Sunday, and Sundays a lot of ways are a little bit slower than other days of the week, though it is a whole day that I don't have to go to work. I do usually go to the food store and the grocery store, but this morning I've been trying to just kind of catch up some stuff here in the house, you know, like empty the dish drainer, put down a clean towel, wash up the stuff we didn't get to last night, because like this is my lotion equipment that from Friday. Because we can't wash it with anything else. And so it's got to be washed after all of the milk and people dishes are done. And sometimes there's not enough time or enough space to do that. And so then it gets set aside for a day. And sometimes it needs to soak a little bit if it's got dried out and crusty. So we're getting it done this morning. And then I've got a soap pot to wash, and some soap molds, and some milk and people dishes. So we'll probably do milk and people stuff, and then we'll do soap stuff after we're done with this stuff. And then one of the things that's been coming to me frequently the last couple of days is, okay, I got a few minutes. What can I do right now to make tomorrow better? You know, pick up trash, or sort through this box, or move these things, or whatever. So I've been trying to do that. And for instance, when I ordered the little lotion pump bottles from one of my suppliers, the least expensive one, the pumps have really long straws on them, and I have to trim those to fit the bottles. And then the top part is a different size for the different size bottles. So I had some bottles and things sitting there in a pile or in a box, but it's kind of a pain every time I go to make a batch that I have to stop and trim the straws and stuff before I can close the bottles and label them and stuff. So I thought, well, you know what? While I'm watching this video, I'm just going to sit here and trim all the straws and put the pumps on all the bottles, and then I will see if I'm short any pumps, because that's happened, or if I have some extras. And I actually ended up with extras, but it's possible there's a couple of empty bottles just floating around someplace that maybe didn't get used or something, so I gotta look for them. Or I can have a couple extras. That'll be fine. We don't care. But now all of those little lotion bottles are all ready for me to use and package up. So that's a little bit of a plus. That'll be a little more efficient when I go to make the next batch of lotion. And it also showed me how many of each size that I have left right now. So I know I have to order some more. So I will get them in time when I run out of these. So just little things like that, because, you know, I really do think that progress is not going to be big leaps and bounds around here. Progress is going to be little bits every day. A little efficiency every day. A little more oomph. Now I have 2 rags and I forgot which one I used on the lotion. That one, it smells like perfume. That's my people dish rag. Oh, so that's things I'm thinking about right now and today. I'm still tripping over piles of stuff all over the house and the living room. Some of those I can take care of real easy today. Some of them might take a while. I mean, some of it's just I need to tidy up because I'm like a natural slob. It's like I just leave a trail because my brain is not focused on those things. My brain is focused on the task or job that I'm doing and not the put it away and clean it up thing. So anyway, just some thoughts while I'm washing the dishes. Alrighty, it is way past time to get some gardening done. This garden space is a big train wreck right now. So I pulled that trellis down away from the house, except for that last little bit down there that I need to get to. And because we're getting a new roof eventually, and that stuff was all going to be in the way. There's still some cleanup and stuff that needs to happen along there. And then I wanted to set some T-posts and set this wire mesh up along here as a trellis and put in some peas. We never got the greenhouse moved or squared up or leveled, so I guess it's just gonna hang out and be a shade cloth holder again this year, which I don't think will be an issue because we've been so warm. If I put the plastic on it, it'd be too hot. So that leaves cleaning up the tubs and amending the soil and getting things ready for this coming season. So just cleaning out tubs. This one has several little baby hollyhock plants in it that I want to transplant up into the back. And I'm going to get rid of this tub because it's getting too old and brittle and it is breaking and disintegrating. I just planted those little hollyhocks around the lilac bush and the little mimosa tree and watered them in, so well, they should take. Hollyhocks are really tough. Okay, it wasn't very much, but I got the broken tub out of the way, put another smaller pot that I have in its place and dumped some of the dirt into it that was in the big pot. Pulled a few weeds. We transplanted those hollyhocks, but there's some more growing here right in the pathway, and those are going to have to get moved, but I probably need to get my shovel to do those, and I'm not sure where I'm going to put them right this minute yet. But now I need to run to the feed store and the grocery store. Alrighty. I've been to get feed and groceries and gas and all the things, and having some afternoon coffee and stirring up the milk and lye for this batch of soap. It probably won't be ready to pour until after I get done milking tonight, because we still have a lot of lumps of milk frozen in there and some lye bits, it looks like. Yeah, because I think that's a little piece of lye there. Maybe not. That could have been fat. Or it was soft enough to smash it. Because I don't feel any lye in the bottom. Okay. So we just need to wait for that milk to melt. And this to come up to about the same temperature as the fat. I'm a little early getting chores done this afternoon, so I thought I'd grab my digging fork and dig up some of these Jerusalem artichokes over here. These got buried with quite a bit of sand and rocks in the flood, and I'm not down to the roots yet. All I'm getting is massive amounts of Bermuda grass rhizomes, and they are hard to get up out of this ground. Well, I haven't found any over here yet. I just can't get through the Bermuda grass and all the dirt, because no telling exactly how deep they are. So I'm gonna try again another day with my shovel. In the meantime, I know where there's another patch. I'm finding a few over here in this patch, in this little garden over here, the back garden. I'm just digging with my hand. I needed to get in the dirt. And I'm probably not gonna get all of them. Probably not even half of them. I'm not even trying to do half this patch. I'm just this is right on the edge, and I want to kind of get them away from the edge. Even if they're not really big enough to eat, I can just replant those little ones. You know, and this area did not get enough water like a lot of the other spaces, so the fact that they even lived could be amazing, you know. Just and that they're small, that's okay. They grew and they lived, so we can just get some more next year. And they will spread. Some people don't like them because they give some people gas. And I guess for some folks it's really bad. They don't really bother me. So, but I wanted to experiment with maybe making some pickles. Just fermented pickles. I think I have a recipe someplace, and if not, I'll just do a generic ferment recipe and see what happens. And any that are really small, we'll just plant someplace else and have more next year. Well, not a huge haul, but a few to snack on. How did y'all do that to the hay rack? Huh? Who did that? Huh? Was it you? Was it you? Was it you? Who did it? We don't know. We don't know. Train wreck. Hi, friends. Well, it's Monday, And I worked my part-time job this morning, came home and had a coffee, and now it's time to get kind of busy. I was sitting there trying to figure out what I needed to work on this afternoon, and I think we better do some trash because I missed the trash man last week because he came at like 6 o'clock in the morning. I didn't even get a chance to get the bag of trash out of the house. So I'm getting the house trash out right now. And then maybe we'll just walk around the yard and pick up trash. Alrighty, I already picked up a bag of trash from along the driveway and another bag out of the house. And I'm going to start working right here because I haven't even opened the greenhouse since it flooded. I have no idea if we got water inside of there or not. I'm sure it needs some, work, repair, tighten up nuts, things like that. And I really need to be able to get into the shed and get it functional again, because as you can see, it is not in a functional condition at the moment. Couple more bags of garbage out of the yard, and we're gonna cut up some of this wood. Maybe those big giant chunks came from a different tree trimmer, not my regular friend, and they have a lot of wire and nails and stuff in them, so I'm gonna have to use the Sawzall on them instead of the chainsaw, because otherwise, I'm going to ruin all my chains. Okay, well done me. Apparently, I did not plug the charger in when I put this battery on it. So this battery is not charged up for the Sawzall. So I guess we will go on to something else. It's almost time to do chores, so I think I'm just going to sit down and have a cup of coffee. Not coffee, it's too late for coffee. Cup of tea. But I was going to show you, I found this cute little journal, and what's really cool is it's just got lined paper in it, but there's different colors, and each section of color is tabbed. Now, I'm not really good about keeping up with planners or any of those sorts of things, but I thought I really wanted something to write things down in, and, it is kind of fun when you find them 5 years later and see if you accomplished anything. But, kind of decided that these are my goals for this year in all areas. To be more tidy, to be more organized, to be more efficient, for things to be easy. So, I think we can work towards some of those things. And then I just took each colored section and made categories. The house, the goats, the chickens, the gardens, and business. And then there's still a section that's not taken. So, and, I just kind of wrote down some things I was thinking about that this year I will declutter. I will pull down the kitchen ceiling because we had rats and things in it. It's a mess. I will get a new roof. That's already in process. It's just that we haven't been able to start yet. So, but hopefully soon. That I will add gutters and rain tanks. That I will eventually insulate the kitchen ceiling and put up sheetrock or something over it. You know, that might not be this year, but we'll work towards there. And so other things I would want to do in the house. And the goats, that's not a big list right now. I need to fix their roof. They were still having some leaking. And I have a couple that I need to call. And I need to move Digger to another space so that the goats can have that extra space where he's at right now. Because that's the only direction I can grow their space in. That's it. My daughter did bring me a radio collar fence set up. But I really need to have my physical fences back in place, and then I need to really think about the area I want to allow him in for the time being while we see how this works out, and make sure that there's nothing in that area that he can tear up or destroy. Yeah, you know. And then the chicken goals are, the chickens need to pay their own way every week of the year, which means there's small hens out there that are not laying at all, that and there's others that don't lay very much. So I will be reducing flock numbers to make that goal, to make that happen, for them to be laying enough eggs throughout the year for sale to buy all of their feed, because they haven't done that. They haven't been doing that. There are some little leaks in their roof that need patched up. Mostly just old nail holes. And I know I had put some sealant on them when I put the tin up there. And I think it's just, you know, deteriorated and shrunken stuff in the heat. So, and they need a little refurbish and refresh in the chicken coop. Some other things. The gardens, I need to set up irrigation systems and keep on top of succession planting, that sort of thing. And business, I want to investigate making a website and really think about how that would look and how much more work that might be. It might be more than I really want to do. And there's things like the lotion pump bottles. They really need to have some kind of a seal on them so they don't leak with air pressure changes if they're shipped, and that sort of thing. So anyway, those were just some thoughts and things, and we'll see if I can keep up during the year. Oh, and I think my water's boiled for tea. Good morning, friends. Just turn like this so you guys can see what I'm doing. I have melted the tallow. I've lost my ladle. I have melted the tallow that I did the other day, and this is actually some meat. There was some meat trim and stuff in here, and I'm wondering if I scorched it because it's really dark brown. But I have a piece of cheesecloth with a whole, like doubled or tripled from the package. So we'll see how clean we can get it filtering it. I don't know. figure if it doesn't work out real good, we'll just try feed it to the chickens, or we might experiment with it as in soap. Might be all right as part of a soap batch. It does seem like it's clogging up in the cheesecloth a little bit, so we might be getting something out of it. But this funnel is starting to get hot. That doesn't usually happen. It usually just doesn't get too warm. But I think because that hot fat is kind of getting stuck in there. See if I can find something to maybe stir up. Whatever it is that's clogging it up. Or maybe it's just because it's cool in here and it's cooling off too quick. But I don't think so. That fat's real hot. So I think it's just clogging up with whatever little fine particles are in there. So we'll see what happens. Morning, friends. It's Tuesday. I'm checking the apple chips in the dehydrator. They look ready. We're going to get them in the jar. I've already been out and fed and watered. It's just now starting to get daylight outside. I need to go do an errand fairly early this morning, and then and we really need to do some housekeeping because this place is kind of a disaster. Since I was so highly focused on getting soap and lotion done last week, I still need to make more. So I'm thinking what I need to do is kind of take an inventory of what I've got made up for soap and what I still need to make, and probably get a batch started. And the same with lotion. I probably need to make at least one batch of lotion. So yeah, we're just rolling along, but in the meantime we haven't like swept out the kitchen in I don't know how many days, and we're trying to get some tallow cleaned. I don't know that this batch is going to be any good. It was actually meat trim, and I noticed it was kind of a little greasy. It did not set up real good and hard, and it might be a little burnt because it's really dark brown, kind of has a burnt smell. So I don't know if it's going to be any good or not. So if it's not, I'm sure we can throw it to the chickens. They'll like having some extra fat. We have some cold weather coming in, though we are still way too warm for this time of year. I haven't had to drain the water hoses in weeks. We haven't even been barely freezing at all. So yeah, that's crazy pants and a little scary. But we are gonna have some rain, I think today or tomorrow, and then Thursday night is supposed to start freezing up at night again. So but not like it usually does this time of year. Usually we're like hitting 20 or below 20 degrees Fahrenheit, and I mean they're just predicting like barely freezing. So I don't know. Anyway, what else is on the agenda for today? A tidy pickup. I probably would like to try and get out and muck some mud out of the girls' pen. It's real wet between their house and and the gate into the milk area and muddy. And like they don't want to come out in that and walk in it, and I don't blame them. It's kind of squishy. So see if we can get at least a little pathway mucked out and firmed up a little bit there, especially with more rain coming. See what we can do there. And I don't know, just all the normal sorts of everyday life around here. And we'll catch you in a bit. Alrighty, another jar of apple chips. I could vacuum seal them in little pouches and stuff, but I'm not going to because they're not going to last a huge long time. They probably won't last 6 months because I will snack on them all the time. Next up, we got to clean out the sink, put away the clean dishes, and get the dehydrator trays washed up. It's real muddy right here in front of the gate to the milk area and over that way, so I'm gonna muck some of this mud out. Good morning, honey bunch. What you doing? Huh? What you doing? Oh, you're so cute. Yeah, let me get my tools. We're gonna muck a little. Alrighty, what we have here is we have some manure pack. And underneath that, there's straw and sawdust pellets that I put down when we flooded. Under that is some flood mud. And then under that is some actual dirt and gravel. So, try and muck some of this softer, muckier bits out. So the sun might come out today and dry it up a little bit. And so most of this over here is actually flood mud, and there's still quite a bit of it in the milk stand area. You can see that the 2x4 under the milk stand is almost completely buried there in flood mud because that's not been a big priority. But I want to try and muck out along this side so we can get some drainage in here. What's you doing? What's everybody doing? Alrighty. I went in and ate breakfast and I ran my errand and I am so happy. because that was the last paperwork that the flood relief folks needed to send money to my contractor for my roof. It'll only cover about half of the estimate, but it's enough to get him started. And then I have a little bit more in my PayPal account. And we're just gonna work things out. And we're hoping that it won't be as much as he's estimated. The estimate's a little bit high because we aren't sure how much decking we're going to have to replace on the roof until we pull the shingles off and see how bad it is. So, fingers crossed that it's not as bad as it might be. You know, that it's not as bad as it could be. So, but that's a big relief because that's in motion now. And now we're going to go back to mucking goat pens. Yes, hello girls. Excuse you, no, there's nothing in there for you. You need to move your butt back. Back up. Yes, I see you, honey. I see you, honey. You're so cute. Yes, you are. You're so cute. Yes. Yes, you are. You're so cute. You look so much like your mommy. Yes, you do. And there's cinnamons. Yeah. All right. All right, girlies. Y'all are kind of in the way. Yes, you are. You're kind of in the way, sisters. Oh, why do you think you got to be in my pocket? All right. Break up some of this stuff. Okay, I got my exercise for today. Got this sort of leveled out a little bit with a little ridge up against the house. Might help with the water flow. And really, down underneath the pack and the flood mud, the ground is actually a little on the dry side. So it just shows you how much that compacted soil stops up everything. Whew. Alrighty, I think I need to sit down and drink of water. Check that out. I got 2 of these big hook-on feeders on a clearance for like half the price of one of the slightly bigger ones. So I'm ecstatic. And the hot pink makes them really easy to find even in the dark. Duck eggs. Fresh straw for the chickies. Morning. It's Wednesday. I gotta go to the laundromat. It's been kind of a dull gray day out there, and it is starting to rain now. So I'll probably have to sit at the laundromat and wait for the clothes to dry in the dryer. So I have been just sort of messing around in the house this morning, sorting out some boxes of papers and pictures and things like that, and kind of reminiscing, and sometimes trying to figure out who that person is in the picture. Some of them are my pictures, some of them are my mom's pictures. I think some of those were my granddad's pictures. but they were all sort of in a pile. And so I got that kind of sorted out. There are boxes and boxes of pictures and papers and all sorts of things from my mom's estate that I'm still dealing with that are piled up in the spare room. And that's going to take a while to get sorted out and figured out. So anyway, then I was like, oh, we need to go make a delivery to a customer. We need to go to the laundromat. I think that's all I have to do away from home today. Trying to decide if I need to wash socks or not. I don't think so. I got a whole basket full of clean socks, so I think it's mostly just clothes. So, all right. See you later. Just hanging out at the laundromat. Alrighty. I've been to the laundromat. I came home and had some brunch because I wasn't hungry before I left. I left early, so yeah, had some food. I made a fire because it is cold, gray, wet, and outside, and I'm just like my nose is still a little cold. I mean, it's not that cold air temperature wise. It's probably 50 something degrees out there, but it's damp, and my feet and nose and stuff have just not warmed up today. So I made a fire, helped drive off the chill, and I'm thinking, okay, what can I work on in here in the house? There's as much to do in the house as there is outside. And some of it I'm like, oh, I just don't want to pull it out and make a mess. But I think I need to tackle the front room area, the entryway where my seeds and my seed starting stuff is. It is a big train wreck over there. So we'll ignore the mess in the living room for the moment. And this is the beginning of the front entry. And yeah, I was in the middle of trying to start seeds last fall when the floods came. And we just threw things everywhere away from the water and out of the way of doing other things. And so now there's this big pile of stuff there that needs sorted out, and we got piles of stuff over here. Some of this can't go anywhere yet because I got minerals for the goats and minerals for the garden and flypaper waiting for needing it. And that's all my stuff that I take every week. Top two shelves are the things I take to the farmer's market every week. And then the next shelf is overstock and some miscellaneous things. They're there so I don't lose them. And then the rest of this pile is minerals for the goats. So, yeah, kind of do something in here, at least make some progress. Okay, got some trash to haul out, but it is drizzly rain. It is also almost time to do chores. But I have made some progress. I made a little inroad over into that corner and swept up some trash. There's still a lot more to go because there was a mouse invasion last fall. And they destroyed a lot of stuff, messed up a lot of stuff. There's a lot of dirty stuff everywhere. So I will work on that some more when I have a few minutes again. This is actually my seed starting mix. That's garbage. So we'll get that out of here in a little bit.
Nancy, huh? Are you done? Huh? Are you done? You finish your snack?
Of course, as soon as it was time to do chores, we went from the little misty, drizzly rain we'd had all afternoon to a harder rain. So, and our tarp is leaking a little bit. You can't really see it up there, though. You can see the dust blowing in the air. Look at all the dust. Did you see the drip? That little line is the drip off the tarp, and then that's the drip from the edge of the tarp running in. I've had to quit putting Uno the duck's eggs in a carton because they don't fit. 3.6 ounces. For reference, a large grade A egg is supposed to be 2 ounces. Yeah. I mean, you know, I can't even put my fingers all the way around it. And it's Thursday afternoon. I have been out when there was a little break in the rain, and checked the girls. They still had some hay, so I did not start doing chores right away because I could hear the thunder and I could hear this round of rain coming. So I'm back in the house. I'm hoping that it'll stop or slow down a little bit so that we can get chores done without getting soaked. In the meantime, I'll see if I can pick up where I left off yesterday, cleaning this mess up in here in the front room, because my friend can be bringing me a washing machine tomorrow, and that'll be so awesome. Okay, Bentley and Spots are holed up inside their little pallet shack. I'm praying that it doesn't rain much harder than it has been, because we have water coming down off the hill. And so far it's diverting that way and coming through there. It is flooding their little hut, and it looks like it's coming down faster, so I guess I better go dig some more ditches. Alright, the rain is almost let up now, and our runoff is pretty much stopped for the moment. Of course, just as I finished digging the ditches, we had quite a bit of water run out under the fence here, went down that way, went down the pathway. There's still some big puddles, but my main thing was most of the boys' shelter was still dry over there, and I wanted to try and keep it that way and keep the water from running in there. This area is real soggy. It had standing water in it a few minutes ago. So more stuff that needs to be worked on. Huh, Digger Dog? More stuff to do. But maybe we can make things better as we go along. And then this is the low spot on this side of their pen. And so there was a big old lake right there. So I did cut a little ditch there and through the fence. You can see how heavy, between the manure pack that was there and the flood mud from September, I think we're about 2 feet deeper than we used to be. Whew. It did finally stop raining, though I did most of my chores in the rain. And dug drainage ditches in the rain. I might rain a little bit more tonight, but we are going to drop down to 32. So as soon as I'm done giving everybody their little snacks and everything, I got to go drain the water hoses and then go inside and warm up because I'm freezing. It feels like the insides of my boots are wet, which is kind of aggravating because they're not but a few months old. And I don't know if we got a leak around the seam and the toes, or if it's just water that ran down my leg in the rain earlier or what, but it's cold. So I can't wait to get done and go get toasty warm. All right. Got a toasty roasty fire, had a hot supper, washed the dishes and all the things, and we're going to bed. Good morning. It's Friday. I don't know what time I got up, and then I was just sitting there on the internet drinking coffee, and all of a sudden it was 6:30, which is way later than I'm usually starting chores, so I'm not even done and it's already daylight. It's taking me a little bit longer this morning because I am spreading straw and over the mud for the ducks and the goats and stuff. So just the ground is a little frozen. It has been 32 degrees this morning. Is that good, ducks? Yeah, y'all like that, don't you? Let me get some more for over by your water trough where it's real sloppy. Alrighty, just kind of fiddling around in the house because it is still dark and cold outside and trying to rain. And they were predicting rain and or snow probably till at least noon. So we're sorting out, stacking up all of the egg cartons that my customers brought back to me this past week. So, and then we'll probably sweep the floor and do a few other things in here. I don't really know where the day has gone. It's kind of got away from me. I did go over and take feed for Bentley, and the pen over there was really muddy with some standing water. And I didn't film because it was cold and I was trying to hurry. But I got part of a drainage ditch kind of dug, but it needs more work, so I'm going to try and do that on Sunday and maybe see if I can fix up his little house a little bit more. He right now just has a tarp for a roof, and it's been okay, but if we have any really big storms, it's not going to be okay. So I want to try and fix that up for him so he's a little more comfortable, and maybe take some straw to put in the house for him because part of it's got a little plywood floor on top of a pallet. So anyway, I'm getting ready to feed chickens, pick up eggs, and do all those other things that I do in the evening, but I kind of warm up my fingers, so it's getting cold out there. So anyway, it's been quite a week, as usual. Not anything super duper, but got a little progress around here. So yeah. Anyway, y'all have a great weekend and a great week next week, and I'll see y'all next time. Yeah. I've done most chores early this afternoon. Things that, like giving the boys their hay pellets and stuff, that I usually do after I milk. I've gone ahead and done that already, even though it's still daylight and I haven't milked yet, because I do not want to be out here late in the cold. It is, I don't know. It was only like 47 or something today, and the sun's going down, the wind's picking up, and it's cold. So I am fixing the well water. I've to drain all the hoses because it's going to freeze again tonight. So that's another reason to be done early. I've got the hose off the faucet. I have it, I have to kind of put rocks on it to make it lay down because it gets cold and it wants to curl up, and then the water will just sit there and freeze in it. So now we're going to go open the valves and let it drain.